Today I'll be showing you the steps I took to set up my Samba Linux controller domain. So without further ado, let's begin. So firstly, I checked my home name. So we copy. Wait for that to come up. So the static hostname would originally be blank if you did not configure it before. So for me, I then set my home name here. After I installed my Samba, check the version, and next what we're gonna do, we're gonna edit the Samba config file. So we change our directory to etc/samba. Then we edit the SMB config file. Give me a second. Okay, so what we're changing in the SMB config file is our work name, and then we're adding the net logon path, services, and the profile. So once that's done, so after that, then we go to login path, and we're commenting out this part here, and we're leaving login path blank. The reason why we do this, if we don't do this, we'll get an error that says the account is temporary, and if we sign out, the files will be lost. So what you should do is just copy and paste this here, and press exit, then save and exit. So after that, we have to make the directories for the net login file and the profiles. Then we add our users, then we add our machine, then we add a machine fed. So this is basically what allows you to log in the domain. After that, we enable our services. So we start our SMB, enable our SMB, and check the status, and then we do the same for our NMB. After that, we add our firewall service. It will say already there for me or success. Right. So it will say it's already there for me, already enabled. And then since you made changes to the firewall, you just press reload. Next, what we're gonna do is enable the domain controller mode and the home directory sharing. So that is that's what we do this set SE bool for. And then we have to change the security context to the net login and the profiles. After that, we go into get edit system config. So we do, and then we disable seal Linux. We're doing this to prevent any issues with Samba and the SE Linux restrictions. Then we add our necessary firewalls. And then we have to add our host machine, our VM client. No, sorry. Then we go to our VM and we change the name. So I already done that, but I'll show you how. So you go PC name, advanced settings, computer name, change, and then this is the name of my machine. So you would do the same for yours. After that, it's gonna ask you to restart your machine. So while that's happening, we're gonna add the VM machine to our host file. So you press copy, then we paste this, and then what you're gonna add the name of your newly changed client, as well as the client IP address. So once that's done, we ping on both sides. So for me, I'm gonna ping 192.168.100.50, and then I'm gonna also ping the name. Okay, cool. So we have a connection from the CentOS server to the Windows client. So next we're gonna check and see if we have a connection from the Windows client to the CentOS server. So we go command prompt. Let's do ping. Then enter the address for your server. Alright, so we have a reply for the IP address. Now let's see if we have a reply for the server name. So we go ping again. And then you type in the name for your system. Once that's done and you ping from both sides, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Windows or your client machine. Search for Notepad. Run as administrator. Then we go File, Open. Then we go to Windows, System32, Drivers, etc, and then Host. Now you're not going to see anything, so what you're going to do, you're going to switch to all files, and you're going to see the host file. So you open your host file, and then you add your IP address for your server, as well as the name. So once that's done, reboot your CentOS client. Then while that's rebooting, we're gonna go to here, press Windows R, type reg edits, press OK, press yes, and then we're gonna full screen this. So what you're gonna do after, you're going to go into high key local machine. then current control set, services, then scroll down, and what you're looking for is layman workstation. So which is here. Then you go parameters, and then you're adding this file called DNS name resolution required. So what I would recommend is here that you make a snapshot if you can, because if you edit this file wrong, then that means the most likely that your system is not going to work as intended, and you'll have to start over from your save point or start over in general. So you're going to type the name, or you're going to set the name exactly as you see it here, and then you're going to set the value to 0. So this would mean that you don't need a DNS name resolution. Yeah, so you don't need a DNS name resolution. And why you want this off is because it will conflict with your Samba. And then we're going to have domain compatibility mode, the next file you'll be adding. So to add a new file, you go new, and then you add the word 32-bit. So then let's check it. This is set to on, so this enables the compatibility with Samba. So this allows your Samba to work, or it helps you avoid any errors with it. So you set it to 1 for on. Once that's done, you're gonna reboot. You will reboot your client machine. And next thing I want to show you is that you should go back to your CentOS. Yeah. So you should go back to your CentOS and then go to your NMTUI. Edit connection. ENS33. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna set your DNS servers to your host, to your CentOS IP address. We are doing this so we can avoid this error. If you don't do this, or if you get this error, you'll get the trust relationship between this workstation and the primary domain has failed. Okay. Once that's done, you go back to your Windows machine. Right. So once this machine is restarted, then we go here, and then we go to View Name PC again. Then we go into Advanced System Settings, Computer Name, then Change here, and you're gonna go to Domain and type in the word group that you would set here. So for me, I typed in nheaven.net because I got an error message saying that my net BIOS and the nheaven couldn't be the same. So you enter that, and then you're gonna use your root user here. So if we go down to here, yeah, you're gonna use your root user to log in. So you just enter the name of your domain that you set, which would be your work group, then sign in with your root user. So then it's gonna ask you to restart. So once you restart, you're gonna go back to it'll bring you back to your sign in page, right? So if you have done everything correctly up until now, then you're gonna go um, to your other user, and then you just type in your username. So for me, I had SMB user 1. Let me full screen here to show. So I'm gonna type in my password. You wait for your user to sign in. Once you're in, you come here, then you press Windows R. You do backslash as the key above the enter button, the enter key on your keyboard. Then you enter your server IP or your CentOS IP, and you press OK. Right. Once that comes up, we're gonna go into SMB user 1, and let's make a new file. So I'm gonna make a new text document, and I'm gonna name documents this works. So let's open up a document and add some text. This works. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Save your file. Back to your CentOS. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna change the directory to the home. So we'll do cd/home. And then we're gonna do ls-l. We're gonna see our users, and then we're gonna do cd, change directory to smb user 1. Then press ls. Then we see 2 files. So let's print our file that we just created. So we'll do cat this works .tx.text, and then you see we have the contents of the file, and that's how you set up a Samba Linux domain.